Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the long break between videos, but it's been a long, hot summer. Fortunately, we're into fall now, and the temperatures are much more manageable, and I can get back into the shop and do a bunch of videos for you guys. The first thing I want to put together is a portable screw caddy. This is going to be a little bit larger than the last one I put together, the one that fits inside the toolbox. It's simply not big enough anymore. Every time I go do a job, I seem to require a new screw size, and it just seems to get to the point where it is, unmanageable trying to sort through all the boxes I have to carry with me. I want to put them all in one place. It's going to have a nice sliding door on the top, a bunch of acrylic boxes on the inside that I can pull out with a thumb hold. It's not going to have the handles that are on the other one. It's hopefully going to be, like I said, easy to carry around. I probably won't be lugging it to the site itself, but usually I park it nearby, and if I need something that I haven't already have on in the box, I will go and pull out one of these. And like I said, it's just a nice way of organizing it. I can leave it in the vehicle and be able to, have everything I need, hopefully, and easy to find. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut some 3/4 ply. This is just stuff I had laying around, and I'm going to make the sides and top and bottom and that sort of stuff all out of 3/4. And I'm going to cut grooves in it, and I am going to then take 1/4" ply and rabbet it all together. And also, after this is all done, I'm going to make the little boxes. So I'm going to break this video probably into 3 because I don't want to leave too much detail out. And that happens quite easily if I try to condense this down to a viewable size, or then again, of course, the other option is making really long videos. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm stripping these down, so I have 4-inch strips, and they're going to be just a little over 16 inches. That's going to give me 4 really nice 4x4 boxes. And for the smaller screws, I figure I should be able to also subdivide those a little bit. But I'm going to get this put together first, try it out, and see how it all goes, and make sure that, it has to be functional. And that's the most important criteria here. So what I'm going to do is cut in 1/4" rabbets. That's the reason why I made this out of 3/4. I just wanted to, actually, I suppose I probably could have gotten away with 1/2 inch, but this is what I had laying around, so it was just easier to use this. So I'm going to make 1/4" hole rabbets in this, so I am going to set the blade up, and this is going to be my height gauge. So leave me lots of meat there. Again, one of the other things that this thing used to be is robust. It has to, put up with being tossed into my vehicle and hauled all over the place. The stuff you do when you're working on a site. So I'm going to set the blade here. And then the other thing I'm going to do is, simply because it's always prudent and I don't want to waste wood, is I am going to just get a scrap piece of 3/4, and I'm going to do some test cuts on this, make some fine adjustments. And the other thing I want to do is, before I start cutting into the wood I'm going to be using, is I want to actually cut the first rabbet. I want to make sure the first groove is in the, exactly where I want it, and the right size, and make sure the plywood slides in nicely. There's going to be, there's going to be, you're going to see as we go along, lots of bits and pieces that are going to have to all fit together, and having it work out the right way the first time will definitely save a lot of wood. So I'm going to cut these, and the nice thing, it's symmetrical, so all I need to do is do one, then I can flip it over and do the other side. The only one I have to remeasure for, of course, is the center hole, and that's fine. It's easy enough to set up for. So this is where the first cut was. Now I'm going to adjust. I'm doing this probably a little bit more picky than I need to. Later on, after I've done this a few times, I decided I'll just measure and then just cut out the center bit. I was getting at this point, trying to do some friction fitting, and as I was doing it, I was realizing that because I have so many pieces that are going to have to fit together, it's just not practical. Having this nice and snug is not going to work, because first off, I don't think I end up squeezing too much of the glue out, and also because, like I said, if any one of these pieces is off by a small amount, if they're friction fit, the whole thing is just not going to go together, and then I'd have to take it all apart and redo it. So nice and firm now, but I ended up making this a little bit more loose than that. So these are the two that are going to be in the sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure. Actually, that's still a little tight. But I did loosen those up a little bit. So anyway, it's like I said, it's better to not have to redo stuff. Because after I've finished cutting these, I don't need the saw blade so low. So I ended up raising it up to the proper height for cutting all the 1/4. So here I am setting up for the centerpiece, and this one I did adjust properly. So what I've done here is I've measured so that it's going to first cut there, and then flip it, cut it on the other side, and that is going to leave me with just a little bit of meat in the middle, which I will cut out. So there you go. It goes faster this way, which is kind of nice. And oh yeah, sorry, a little bit of a gap there, so I had to pop out the centerpiece. I don't have a flat cut blade. It is a blade that has, as you can see, when I put the square into it, it's got a little bit of a point to it. So again, like I said, I have to adjust for that sort of stuff as well. So all the holes are all lined up. What I need now is a trough or guide for when the sliding door is going to fit down through this. So I'm going to, again, same process, run a strip, and then cut the other one as well, making sure that they match up properly, because obviously they're going to fit together like this. So I have to make sure that I cut the groove on the right side, which is, again, after doing a number of steps, is very important. And also I wanted to pick which side was the best to have out. So that's why that took a few moments to decide. And then that's a simple matter of cutting that, repositioning. Now this one has to be more loose, so I did cut it a little more, well, allowed for a little extra gap there, so you can see there's a bit more meat in the middle between here. But I don't want to struggle with this. One thing I found with the acrylic one is I made it a bit too tight. I thought it would wear, and it probably will eventually, but I wanted this one just to be nice and proper right from the beginning. So it's going to have a nice bit of give to it, and as you'll see when you look at it here, this groove is a little bit wider than the others, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm not going to get very far further, I should say, in this video today, because I ran into a little bit of a snag. Actually, it was no snag at all, really. But at the moment, first time I've been down to the shop for quite some time, and I said, I think I've got far enough on this. This is my dowel jig that I made quite some time ago, and it is not going to work here. Well, it actually does end up working here. It just doesn't work with this clamp. So anyway, tune in to the next video, and I'll show you how I got around this little problem. Not a big deal. Thank you for watching. Leave comments, and I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.